And I was saying that Trump needs to appeal to Gen Z voters in a similar way to Kamala. And I said that he should collab with streamers on Twitch or on Kick. And I think this is confirmation that Trump does watch the show and he is actually a big fan. And he actually took our advice. And recently he collabed on a stream with Adin Ross on Kick. He walked out onto the stream to the tune of Many Men, of course, because you just had to do it. And Adin Ross also gifted him a Cybertruck wrapped in the iconic image of him throwing his fist up after the assassination attempt. It was definitely a cultural moment. I think
it was over 550K concurrent at one point.
Wow. Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to get a lot of views after the clips are being posted all over X right now. This is definitively an appeal to Gen Z and Trump, kind of becoming an honorary Zoomer.
It is funny how so much of the trends around Kamala Harris right now are about like TikTok dances, and they're literally TikToking themselves out of a job.
Yeah, I mean, that is where you need to reach Gen Z voters. I know people say that Gen Z doesn't vote. You think that the most politically inactive generation this election cycle will be Gen X, actually?
I think probably Gen Z men. I feel like Gen Z women are probably more enacted on voting right now because of Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Gen Z women are getting radicalized a lot more than Gen Z men, but this is clearly an appeal to the Gen Z men.
If I was Gen X, I would probably be like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, but you said this came off as very inauthentic as well.
I mean, all political pandering feels that way to me.
Like by definition, it's pandering.
It does.
Yeah.
And I hate it when the left does it, and when the right does it, I don't think any more fondly of it, though I understand that it's a part of the game.
Like Kamala has Megan Thee Stallion twerking on her campaign stage at the rally, and Trump is driving around in a Cybertruck with Adin Ross. They're doing the same thing in different packages.
Everyone's doing their pandering that they have to do right now to appeal to certain voting blocks. It is interesting that he would do this and talk about saving TikTok, because that was something they were doing the first term around, was about getting rid of it. And now they've done a 180 on it.
Yeah, well, Nikki Haley told me that for every 30 minutes that you scroll on your TikTok For You page, you become 50% more anti-Semitic.
I heard about that.
So that's actually very dangerous. But yeah, Adin Ross is not exactly a deep political analyst, but he's as close as you can get as far as Gen Z influencers go. I didn't think of him initially when I was trying to come up with someone he could collab with. Like, I think of the Paul brothers, but I guess Adin Ross was the next best thing.
I think that people are also wary to do content like this, which is why Adin Ross has platformed people that have been canceled or shunned or removed from social media before. I know he did that with Andrew Tate when he was banned off of every platform. He went on Adin Ross's show. That's a big part of why Adin left Twitch, was because of the censorship, and then he was given this sweet deal with part ownership of Kick, so he can kind of do what he wants. And it's kind of like the same thing with J.K. Rowling. It's like, he doesn't have to do this. He's choosing to do this because he thinks it's important and necessary. And I respect him a lot for that.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's cool that he gave Trump this avenue to reach his audience, but unfortunately I don't know if it has any real world impact. You're never gonna know.
Yeah, you don't actually know whether any of this stuff actually gets people out to the I mean, but I make the point all the time that it feels like they pander over and over again to the same people, but you have to continuously do it. Otherwise, if you haven't done it in a while, then people start to think that maybe you've gone soft on whatever it is that you're pandering to.
It's one thing to get someone to agree with your opinion. It's another thing to get someone to physically do an act. Like vote.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, it's difficult to get people off the couch.
Yeah.
And another part of their interview, Adin Ross asked Trump to speak on Young Thug's RICO case, and Trump promised that he was going to free Young Thug because he's got to be treated fairly. He's doing a lot to pander right now to that audience.
Yeah. And it's working, honestly.
Is it? I don't know.
Wait, you talking about Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan until recently. I'm a fan of his personality. And I think that a lot of people do vote for people based on their personality. And I think he's kind of really pushing that angle because his opponent is very not very likable, unfortunately.
It's weird because she always had such low favorability ratings, but
it's
now they're branding
in
her.
Real time.
Yeah, they're astroturfing her and branding
and
her
they're
as
using
this cool,
Gen Z and
trendy,
celebrities to do it.
Yeah, like ditzy wine mom persona.
It's like the least likable thing I can think of. Ditzy wine mom.
Yeah, but for some people,
maybe
I guess
only
that
second to
clicks.
ditzy wine aunt.
There was another clip of Adin Ross on a previous stream saying that Kamala Harris is the worst presidential candidate ever to run. If you guys are going to trap yourself to be working this Matrix 9 to 5 forever, vote Kamala. If you want to be entrepreneurs, then you have to vote Trump.
Well, we'll leave the clip out of it because I don't know if we're going to get claimed on this. But
yeah, but another person responded to the stream saying, the dumbest boop is voting based on this.
I mean, that's the point of all content like this, right? Is you're trying to reach the people that would not normally enjoy political discourse to begin with.
Or appealing to the common denominator, the lowest common denominator.
And I'm not saying that they're not wrong. They're always talking about how, the left only talks about the, identity politics and pandering, and the right actually talks about policy. Well, there's a great amount of people that you never reach talking about policy because they don't actually care. It sucks that that's true. But that is the case for a large swath of the population.
When I was in California recently, the only complaint I heard people say about Donald Trump, everyone, super true, tried and true Democrats were like, I want to vote for him. The only hang up is Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
That was what I heard.
It's an issue that activates people. I will never understand it. While Trump is, collabing with Jake Paul and Logan Paul and Adin Ross to appeal to the Gen Z men, Kamala's campaign, on the other hand, is appealing to Gen Z women by garnering the favor of pop stars and TikTokers. The Kamala dance trends on TikTok are taking over. Newsweek did a survey finding that Taylor Swift and Beyonce could sway the Gen Z vote. It says in a new poll, 34% of Gen Z respondents said they were significantly more likely to vote for a candidate endorsed by Taylor Swift. And for Beyonce, that figure jumped up at 40%. Absolutely insane.
I'll never get it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
People in this culture, unfortunately, celebrity idol worship is a huge component of people's worldviews. That's
no sense, considering we always talk about how there's no movie stars anymore. How is it that there's no movie stars anymore, but celebrity worship is high? You know what it is they worship you just as much as it takes to follow you on the internet, not actually buy into anything that you're doing, except for Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm. And I have been banned on TikTok for quite a while now, so I'm not seeing this on my own For You page, but everyone who has TikTok is saying their entire For You page has been dominated by Kamala dance trend remixes. I saw this post from That Valley Girl. For the millionth time, Gen Z does not care about policy. They care about trends. This is like the 4th Kamala trend on TikTok in under 2 weeks. You should be worried.
Coconut, 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 coconut.
Just the brain rot.
Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time.
This is the brain rot that is convincing probably Gen Z female voters to actually show up to the ballot box.
I mean, not just that, but also Roe v. Wade and stuff like that. It all kind of blends together. And their message tends to go down easier as propaganda. It's very easy to do vote for women good as propaganda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Since we're repeating this pattern where Trump is running against a woman again, you have to make him out to be the big, bad, meanie, misogynist guy who wants to take away your reproductive rights. And Kamala is the likable, ditzy wine mom who is the fan favorite and the favorite of all of your favorite pop stars and rappers.
It is rebranding in real time because nobody cared before.
But if you manufacture a consensus around something, that is the easiest way to get women on your side, because women kind of roll with whatever the consensus of the culture seems to be, even if that's a warped version of it they're seeing on the internet, bizarro world. That's kind of the way to reach them.
Morgan posted this as well.
Morgan posted, TikTok trends are motivating voters more than you think.
Yep.
We used to see typical campaign bumper stickers. Now we have memes. If you ignore the social media takeover this election cycle, you're alienating voters, Gen Z, who are voting now because of a trend. And she took a picture of this person's bumper stickers. One of them is the coconut tree meme, and another one is the Kamala is brat tagline. And
I also saw something that said like interest in cars of that color has skyrocketed by like several thousand%.
What, gray?
The green of
the green, the brat green.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, Brat Summer to me is already a dead meme, and I think that Gen Z has an intuition for, you know, finding out when a meme becomes inauthentic and then killing it off and cycling into something new.
And you can call it manufactured all you want. Manufactured doesn't mean it doesn't eventually become real. That's the whole point, right? You astroturf something until the support behind it actually shows up.
Yeah.
You just have to have the money and the ability to subsidize until that happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just think that, like, Kamala has the meme magic this time around. Trump has lost the meme magic that he had in 2016. As stupid of a term as that is, it's very real. Like, memes, I mean, they are ideas, and they influence people's ideas and worldviews. And I was just telling you off air, Brett, like, I don't even want Trump to win as much as I want to feel the way I felt when Trump won.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously, like, I am voting for him, but that's just true. Like, I'm coming for the next hit.
I told her, I said, that's exactly how addicts feel. They're constantly chasing that first time they got high.
I'm fiending for that first time high of 2016, back when I was too young to vote, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I want to feel about this election, but I don't. I don't feel that magic is on Trump's side this time.
Well, it's also video is different than memes as pictures, which were
and like 4chan green text screenshots that were on Twitter at the time before there was this mass censorship apparatus that's now, you know, been defeated by Elon taking over the platform.
Yeah.
It's just the entire landscape of memes has totally changed, and it's people on the right, unfortunately, this time who don't understand it and seemingly don't want to. Seemingly they have a weird self-righteousness about not understanding and not wanting to understand.
Or not knowing. I say all the time, there's nobody more self-righteous than somebody who's like happy they don't know somebody exists.
Yeah, like
some celebrity exists and they're like, what's a so-and-so? So glad I don't know.
What's a Charlie XCX?
So glad I don't know who that is. I'm like, fine, you can say that, but do so at your own peril. Like,
yeah.
you're setting yourself up for failure. If you consider them a viable voting bloc, then you have to find at least something in common with them.
Yeah, and Kamala is going to be cackling all the way to the White House. It seems that way to me. I still hope that's not true, but
this is totally the campaign strategy they used for Hillary. They tried to make her look cool and say, I'm with her. The thing about Trump is that the first time it was so organic and accidental that I think that's why people loved him so much and still do. I just don't think we can recreate.
It's also just kind of older now. Like it's just it's been almost a decade.
That momentum.
He has less energy, just objectively speaking. He's an older man who has gone through a lot that he didn't deserve, and he has less energy now. His support noticeably has less energy, and at least with Hillary, her public record was so much more well known, and she was just so much more obviously hateable than Kamala. Not saying Kamala is super likable.
She had way more baggage.
Hillary had way more baggage and was way more obviously, blatantly evil than Kamala is. So,
thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.